Hi, this is KV, and this is the moon phase report for Libra, where we're going to talk about the solar eclipse that's coming on May 9th, 2013. So, we're kind of still on the same theme that we were a little bit on the last 2 weeks, where, you know, you're having an opportunity to really go to some not such superficial layers, but really deep layers that you don't even know about yourself. And there's definitely been the potential, and these are eclipses, so this isn't just some casual energy. This is saying that there are things that are buried in you that need to be healed, that need to be transformed, that need to be given a big dose of love and forgiveness. And over the past several weeks, you've been kind of maybe feeling some things, hitting the wall with people. There's definitely the potential that you were seeing things in others that was really irritated you or didn't really make you comfortable, but that there was something for you to see in yourself and what you were seeing in others. Because a lot of times those things that we most need to heal within ourselves, we cannot tolerate in other people. And that is a sign of something that we need to change. So, for you now, we have the new moon in that same spot. So now it's been like, okay, you've seen this stuff. You might even be thinking of things of like, I want to see a counselor. You know, I want to get with someone to help me release some of this stuff because I don't feel good. I don't feel joy. There may be a numb kind of thing that you've been feeling. And it's just like, you know, noticing that these things come into your life and they'll make you happy, but it's a fleeting thing and it's not this sustainable thing, and you want to have a sustainable happiness. So this new moon is kind of coming in, and it's going to really be working to help you take some big steps in your life that are going to be clearing out any darkness or density, anything that you could really kind of label as a debt. So I mean, this can be something too, like finally going, I have to file for bankruptcy. I can never get out of this. The only thing I can do is get rid of all this debt. So if that's something you're wanting to do, do it. I back you up 100%. I think everybody should file for bankruptcy at least once in their life. But so this is something where it's like you are wanting to like clear the slate, clear the debts. There's memories possibly of things that have happened to you, that you've now gone out and manifested a life due to these things that were taught, that were said to you or done to you that weren't really honoring and respecting of you. So you have maybe taken that false belief and are out in the world functioning and kind of magnetizing things that really aren't as honoring, to matching up to who you really are. You know, shortchanging yourself a little bit, accepting what's less, not really going out there and living your purpose because of something telling you you can't, or you're not allowed to do that, or you're only supposed to follow this other path, and this path pays the bills, and this is the classic mainstream path that you're supposed to do. So, I mean, how this is going to come about, I don't know, but it's something that you'll find some golden nugget of magic beneath one of these layers where you will really be able to be like, ah, I mean, that's how it happens with us, and then we just find it and we're like, oh my gosh, that's why I've only accepted this smaller amount in my life. That's why I say, no, 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 as long as you're happy, you know, that's what's most important. Not you, not me. You know, me, whatever, I'll take the scraps. So if there's any kind of way you've been putting that message out, you know, that has to come to a stop now. It's time for you to own your power and feel your power and know that you have these really special things to do, and know that there's those comforting, loving ways that you have that nobody else has, you know. Like Libras, they have this just attunement to others and what they need and what's going on and da 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 da. So this is like just a really big time of you getting real and looking at you. So Even if there's anything like you are wanting to yourself do counseling work for others. If this is something that you're wanting to almost pursue something now that aids others in that way of assisting them on their path from knowing their walk. Because you've walked it. This can be a really big time. This eclipse can be speaking to you for the next 6 months of like, you should give back in this way. You know, you can do this. You can help others by sharing what you've found beneath your own layers of abuse and betrayal and violation and whatever. And so this could be that you're like, I want to go, you know, take the steps to being able to give back in the ways that I would like to. So it could even be that now, and that's definitely like, so it was funny that that came to me, because I'm like, oh yeah, so if you're definitely even thinking about wanting to go back to school to learn something that is more counseling, healing based like that, like providing healing, supportive words for others, and you're thinking about that, then this is definitely the sign that you need to open up to the next steps. And what's going to happen with this too is it's like, you know, you don't need to get too stressed about all the steps, because that's what we've been doing, is awakening to all these new ways that we need to take our lives to higher levels, take our purpose to another level, take our health, relationships, whatever. We're really kind of in the past, you know, month been seeing all these things and awakening to, I would really like to do this. But the energy hasn't really been there to open the gates. The gates are still closed, but we're standing there going, I want to go through this one, and I want to go do what's behind this one. And it hasn't really happened yet, but now the energy is going to start showing up. So you're going to notice people are going to start talking about what you're interested in. Coincidences are going to happen like that, so that it makes it even more clear. You know, even if you are looking for somebody to talk with about your own things, you can expect that now and in the next, you know, honestly 6 months, hopefully sooner, so you can get a glimpse of it now, but just someone will show up with that person, with that place, with that idea, with whatever, where you go, oh, that's that information I wanted to know about, and now it showed up. So, you know, there's a lot of this work that you're doing on right now is value related too, and it's honestly, it's about valuing you, you know, and really honoring you and loving you. And it's almost like it's going to take you going to these kind of surgery thing of getting rid of this other stuff that isn't you, and it isn't for the empowerment of you, that you're going to be recognizing now, and you're going to be like, I'm letting that go. I'm not doing that anymore. So it's going to be a deep, like, you know, it could be like you have 50 things, but at the end of this you'll have 2. And whatever that'll mean to you, it's kind of like I don't need this, this isn't good for me, I don't need that, this isn't good for me, I need this person, I want this path, I'm going to start doing these things. So it's all kind of this letting go of these things so that this better thing can come. You're kind of, if you want to think about it too, you're getting out in the garden right now, and you're getting rid of all this, you know, you're doing all the weeding part and getting rid of all the old leaves, and now you're digging in the dirt and getting it all healthy and putting vitamins in it and stuff. So you're healing this kind of lower thing for this other thing to come about. And it can be like your whole life will completely change shape because of this. You know, it's like, I've even noticed this is something where, you know, we just have well water here, so you can't really drink it because it comes from the river, and who knows what happened upriver, you know. So we all bring water into our houses to drink, and for the animals, and I, you know, always doing it, and I was noticing some things, like my hair wasn't growing as, my hair used to grow like 2 to 3 inches a month. It was crazy. It was a crazy hair growth. I mean, that's why my hair was down to my hips all the time. I mean, it was just, I'd always cut it below the boobs, and it'd be like a foot, a foot, a foot. So anyway, I finally cut it really short, and then it stopped growing completely. It was a nightmare. I've had this weird hair for so long now. But anyway, so I was at the store once, and this guy was talking. We were pumping up our water, and he was like, yeah, he said, the thing is about this filtered water, though, you really need to put minerals in it. And because they strip out the minerals, and I was like, ah. I mean, it was so, I was just contemplating like, what's wrong, da-da-da. And then this guy offers me that information. I was like, dude, I didn't even think about that. So I started putting minerals back in it. But I noticed like lots of things changing. I noticed my skin getting prettier again because it was getting dull. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? But like, so this can be something like for you too, you know, that some simple little things like that, but it changed everything because it was something that was so deeply in there. You know, I'm not even thinking, oh, the minerals in the water I drink, I've stripped those all out, so now my body's not getting these water or minerals that it would normally get, and then all these other things start getting affected, but I couldn't figure out what was wrong. Why is my hair not growing? Why is my skin so dull? What's going on? And then I'm like, oh. And so this is how life just works, you know. It's so good to just send our questions out there, you know, wonder, be curious about things, because then it opens up, the universe has the opportunity to bring somebody who will show up on your step that day and have the answer for you. So you're doing lots of excavating, lots of deep work. It's not always pleasant, but you need to keep your eye on the destination of the kind of person you want to be and the kind of life you want to be living and the kind of happiness level that you want to have from life and the value of what you want to be doing that can affect other people's lives are things you want to think about. And also kind of just always knowing that something that you find down in one of those layers, especially when we do come from a lot of trauma and abuse or whatever, something down there is the gold mine that once you find it, you're able to share it with others and help them move through the same things quicker and in a it's like one person doing a work always helps other people down the line. So think about that with what you're doing. So don't, you know, that's why I said look with excitement or curiosity instead of like, oh my God. You know, you don't really want to go there. You've spent enough of your life going there. We all have, you know, and it gets a point to where it's like, okay, what's holding me back? Show it to me. I want to look at this. I want to take it. I want to heal it. I want to give it love. I want to forgive the perpetrator or whatever so I can move on. So that's what's going on for you right now. So we'll say, let's do new moon affirmations. I love my body. This is one that I would definitely say is something like that. I love my body. I love who I am. I love all the sides of me. I forgive anyone who's done something hurtful for me. I forgive myself for thinking I had any part of that or any piece of that. It was all them. I mean, definitely with this too, you can give it all to them. You want to forgive them, but you want to not add yourself into the equation as being a victim and allowing something like that to happen. So I love doing inner work. I love healing my wounds. I am open to looking at what is keeping me from living a happy and abundant life. I welcome all of my wounds to come forward to me so that I can heal them. I am finding a counselor or healer to work with to help me heal my wounds and get real about what I'm hiding deep within. Or I want to be a counselor or a healer, and I'm taking the first steps now to start this career so that I can get out there and help people and talk about what has happened to me in an open and honest, vulnerable way. Okay? So let's do that. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. Also, go down to the link below. And if you haven't already, I wrote a lot more on this eclipse because this is really important. This is almost a 6-month span of this year that we are focused on what I'm talking about now and what you'll read about more on the article. So just know you're going to want to keep going back to it. I'd even like maybe print it up and keep it around so that you're like, this is what I should focus on. This is what I should focus on. Because right now it's a very abundant energy and new opportunity and new hope. So you really want to be on this like positive way of looking at this right now, and it's really important for you to be on this way. I mean, the eclipse lined up right now for this theme for you right now in life, so understand there's something to this that relates to your future. So it's very important that you look, and it's very important that you give it love so that you can be free, because you'll like that. Okay, so I'll see you in 2 weeks with the full moon in Gemini. You have a beautiful new moon.